Hello everyone, I'm Rakshith Pai and in this video I'll explain all you need to know about this year's central budget. By the way, do you know there's this shocking news for retail investors in this budget? Nah, I'm just kidding. I sat through the entire live session and could hardly point down 2 pages worth of changes. We'll tell everything you need to know in this video. So without any further ado, let's get right into the topic, that is Budget 2022. Let's first get to the most important topic for the day. Tax on digital asset. A virtual digital asset is a piece of information or code, not being Indian currency or foreign currency, generated through cryptographic means or otherwise. Basically all the cryptocurrencies other than central bank digital currency. If you own them, when you sell, you will have to pay tax on the profits at 30% without any chance for set off or no deductions or claims. You can deduct your cost of purchase, but that's it. TDS at 1% if the digital asset is transferred over and above the threshold limit. Not just that. Today our FM has said that the RBI will issue digital currency based on blockchain. So central bank backed digital currency will be available by financial year 2023. Tax amendments. Number 1. If you are donating to any charitable institutions and such, under 80G you can claim a deduction, but if the said institution has not filed a required documentation, which has now been increased, you will not be able to claim deduction under 80G. Number 2. No fees or penalty for delayed tax filing. Earlier there was a penalty of up to Rs 5,000. Number 3. Taxpayers can now correct tax filing errors for the past 2 years. Number 4. Tax deduction increased for state government employees on the employer's contribution for NPS from 10% to 14%. And number 5. Long-term capital gain surcharge on all the assets is capped to 15% from the earlier 37%. 15% was only available for equity and units until now. So this is beneficial for all the startup shareholders holding unlisted shares. Disinvestment target. Will it be reached? The Indian government estimates to collect over 65,000 crores from disinvestment in the state-owned entities for the financial year 2022-2023. What's bothering me is the fact that LIC IPO alone will breach the said limit of 65,000 crores. Does it mean that the government is not interested in disinvestment anymore for this year? I have always been pro disinvestment and this news is not good. I mean, government has no business to be in business. Since they are, just hand over it to those who can bring out efficiency from these loss-making companies is all I want. Atma Nirbar Bharat. Defense. We all know that the central government has been active in regards to procurement of advanced defense equipment. But this budget focuses on Atma Nirbar Bharat, wherein 68% of capex is set aside for the domestic defense industry. So have a look at the companies such as HAL, Reliance Naval and Engineering Limited, Bharat Dynamics Limited, put together over 12 PSUs and multiple other private sector companies to benefit from this. Private industries are also encouraged to design and develop military equipment in collaboration with the DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organization. Clean energy, clean India. 2022 budget heavily concentrates on clean energy. As a green initiative, about 1,400 crores is set aside for financial year 2023 for 123 megawatts hydro and 27 megawatts solar projects. India to be 5 trillion economy. In order to become a 5 trillion economy, the way we are heading is apt. In fact, if we see that way, this budget seems good. I mean, we are clearly open to spending, right? Given the fact that the pandemic is dialing down and consumption is back to normal, you have to understand that India's economy is consumption driven, which accounts for almost 60% of our GDP. So spend well. Also, GST collection is strong, government is open to excess spending and going easy on our fiscal deficit for now. In fact, as per the Economic Survey 2022, it is said that India needs to invest around 1.4 trillion US dollars by 24 and 25 in order to achieve a gross domestic product of $5 trillion. Capex spending from both government and the private sector is really important. With that and only that can we really hope to see a 5 trillion economy by 2025. How is government spending in this budget? Big spending is on infrastructure such as roads, railway and housing. Put together a capex of 7.5 lakh crore rupees in order to boost consumption. Under the PM Gati Shakti plan, the budget plans to spend for national highways which could be expanded by 25,000 kilometers this year. Under this plan, 16 ministries will be brought together with an aim to infrastructure and connectivity projects with spending worth over 20,000 crores. The government has also increased lending to the state government under this scheme by lending over 1 lakh crores interest-free loans with 50 years maturity period. These amounts will be a great add-on for the state to spend on infrastructure under the PM Gati Shakti scheme. Also, 400 new generation Vande Bharat trains are to be built in a span of 3 years. The Vande Bharat Express, also known as Train 18, is an Indian semi-high-speed intercity EMU, that is electric multiple unit train, and over 48,000 crores set aside for PM Awas Yojana. Under this scheme, housing in the urban areas will be provided for the economically weaker sections, low income groups, middle income groups and slum dwellers. Conclusion. It is clear that this budget focuses on spending, especially on infrastructure. The government has made it very clear. In fact, this was really needed. Infrastructure spending is a capital expenditure. It will stay with us forever. These assets will assist us in better logistics, better improved connectivities, although no direct assistance to the individuals has been seen. We can't completely blame our FM for what you call a subtle budget. With that said, if you want to know what all sectors should we concentrate on for this year for investments, I would say infrastructure, hospitality, defense, banking and finance. See, basically there is nothing in this budget for middle class Indians, nothing for investors, not much for lower and poor Indians. But at the same time, there is nothing that could affect them either. This budget was more like just another parliamentary session. I didn't find it special. I'm not totally disappointed, but I wish they gave more relief to Indian middle class. I mean, you need not increase standard deductions, just give relief by more deduction under 80C investments, 80EE home loan interest or 80EEB electric vehicles and such. That could have been done. Obviously, we always expect more, but what we get is what we get. Also, don't be disappointed. This is just annual budget. There will be more to come this year as we go. Have hope, invest in India, invest on India, and remember, the next 10 years belongs to India. That's all about budget 2022. Thank you for watching.